we know what type of hitter he is, and knowing that, you still have to execute your pitches. If you don't execute your pitch, Hideki Matsui is going to hurt you. We know that. Like many other good hitters, they're in our league and in our division, whether they're in a division or not. If you don't make your pitches, they're going to hurt you. But we've seen him a lot. We know what he can do. Well, I mean, I can't say that I'm going to bring this guy in the third inning or fourth. You know, I mean, I have matchup ideas in my head, but a lot of it depends where we're at.
Just picking up on that, Joe. I think Jeter used to always yell to the, or at least say about the opposing managers, "Don't bring the lefty in."
Right.
Do you think he'll say that to you?
Oh, I'm sure he will. You know, we got to see where we're at too, and how their lineup is constructed. You know, if they're going to go left, right, left, it's possible that you could bring the left-hander in for earlier, and then you know, maybe Marte faces Abreu, and then you move forward from there.
What do you anticipate today, particularly from 12:30 to 1 o'clock?
A great time. The culmination of all the emotions that we had last year during the course of the season, kind of going through in about a 15-minute period as we go through the ring ceremony and the raising of the flag. A lot of excitement, a lot of the guys' eyes are going to be wide open when they get a chance to look at the ring, and for the guys, it's the first one. There's obviously going to be a lot of emotions there.
Dom.
Sure. Do you use this event to kind of drive the point home that last year's over and now it's a new challenge, or are you past that now?
I think we're past that. We talked about that before the season started. And we knew that this day was coming and people were going to talk about it. But we talked about 2010 has started. You have to turn the page. That message was presented before the season started. I didn't know you needed permission. I didn't know you needed permission.
Opening day.
Well, we were here yesterday for 20 minutes.
We warmed down yesterday.
The day games are not.
I knew Andrew would come through.
Joe, in terms of Andy, in terms of what kind of length you got out of him today, I mean, what are you looking at?
Well, every pitcher, I'd love to get 7 innings. I'd love to do it. I can't tell you that's going to happen, but I mean, we've been pretty consistent in how many pitches we let guys go at this time of the year. And Andy's never been a guy that we've really pushed 120 recently. So I'd love to get 7 innings out of him.
I'm sorry. Yes.
Joe, can you talk about Hideki Matsui, what he meant to the franchise, and it's fortuitous that he is able to be back here today?
Yeah, I think it's great that he's back here, especially the way that he performed last year for us in the playoffs and most recently Game 6. I just think it's wonderful that he has the opportunity to be here, and he meant a lot to this franchise. He brought a lot of excitement, a lot of consistency, professionalism, a great bat, a great teammate over the years that he was here. And I know guys are going to laugh and smile when they see him, and they're going to rib him a little bit. It's going to be kind of strange seeing him in a different color uniform, but I think it's really appropriate that he's here.
Sweeney.
Joe, you have a handful of guys who are going to be watching the ceremonies and watching other players get rings. What do you want them to take out of it?
My guess is what they will take out of it is, I want one. And I mean, that's a good thing. You look at the 6 new guys that we have, I don't think any of them have a championship ring. I know some of them have been in the World Series, but none of them have a championship ring. So I think that it will be, you know, something that they're going to want. And that's a good thing.
Richard in the back, middle, Joe.
I know it's been widely discussed about Matsui, but I'm sure there'll be a buzz also in the stands of fans wondering why isn't Matsui here? If you could give your answer to them today.
Well, that's probably a question more for Brian Cashman. Hideki signed fairly early in the process as we were working through some things, so he chose to go to the Angels fairly quickly. And as I said, that's probably a question more for Brian than for me.
Brian?
How different do the Angels look without Figgins at the top and Guerrero?
They're a little bit different. You also take John Lackey away. They added guys to their bullpen. Shields is back. Rodney's over there. They're a little bit different. Figgins was a guy that I think he stole 42 bases for him, 45 bases, and you take that speed away, and it's a little bit different of a club. I know Ibar's been leading off and has the ability to run a lot. Their DH is left-handed instead of right-handed. Vlad Guerrero was a very dangerous hitter. Had some big hits against us in the playoffs. But I think they added a very good DH, just from the little bit that I've seen from him.
A few more if there are any. Chad?
Joe, what do you need to see from Vasquez tomorrow?
I just like to see a good outing. His outing the other day started off great, and then he had that rough fourth inning. Just stay away from that big inning. When guys on our staff are able to stay away from big innings, it usually gives us a pretty good chance to win. So we need him to stay away from that one big inning.